Hey, so you want to build a decent yet budget EOS M50 vlogging setup. Obviously the trick is to pick the right components. None of them can be cheap because then they're not durable. None of them can be expensive either because then it's no longer a budget setup. So all of the components have to be right in the sweet spot. Great bang for your buck options. This right here is my rendition of a decent yet budget EOS M50 vlogging setup, and I'd sure love to show you. Now obviously there's multiple components to this setup, so let's take a look. Next to the EOS M50 body, which is mandatory of course, we need a solution for a tripod/selfie stick, the right lens, a decent microphone with, in this case, third-party wind protection, and the right SD card for the job. So let's check these components out one by one. Let's start with the base for all of this. This is a combination of the Highlights E2 ball head using the X1 quick release plate and the Moment tabletop tripod. All of these parts are precisely CNC machined, super heavy duty, stable, durable parts. This is quite simply the best budget ball head I have ever seen, and this Moment tabletop tripod is super heavy duty because apparently you can load it up with up to 160 pounds. Not that we need that, but it's sure good to know. It has two heights. This is low boy, and if you turn this metal ring, this is the second level, a little higher. And apart from that, of course, you can use it as your selfie stick. Super heavy duty, bang for your buck parts that you will always feel comfortable with using. Exactly how it should be. Quick release plate goes right here. Then you can mount the body onto your selfie stick/tripod solution. Let's go on. Now as far as the lens is concerned, we're gonna stick with the kit lens, the 15-45 STM-M from Canon. It delivers okay performance considering it's a kit lens, but most importantly, focusing is absolutely silent, which is very important for video, and it starts at 15mm, which if you translate it to its full frame equivalent is 24mm. And 24mm I consider to be the most narrow of the wide angles that is still a suitable option for vlogging, because it's gonna allow you to show a lot of the world around you, with yourself right in the center. Two more things: it has a shooting position, so this is what it looks like on the camera when you use it, and I would strongly urge you to pay a couple of extra bucks for a third-party lens hood, because this will keep flaring to a minimum. And before I forget, very important, another sensible investment is a simple UV filter like this one. It mainly serves the purpose of protecting the glass of the lens, because should you want to resell that lens later on, a scratched glass can easily take off up to 50% of what you would otherwise get for the lens, which usually is way more than the cost for such a simple and tiny UV filter. So here's a quick test shot giving you an idea of the viewing angle you can expect from the 15-45 at its 15mm wide end. Currently I'm shooting full HD at 60 frames per second, and I'm not using any kind of digital stabilization, so there's no crop. I'm also using the Moment tripod and the Highlights E2 ball head as the selfie stick. And as you can see, holding this out, not even at arm's length, but a little less, you're still getting a decent angle for vlogging. Now, since this is also kind of an internal audio sample, let's talk about the external mic option next. Now this is the Tagstar SGC598 shotgun microphone. I have owned this for over 2 years and I have yet to find a better bang for your buck microphone. It's gonna do a really good job in focusing in on your voice and to some degree excluding surround sounds, because it is built for that, being a shotgun mic. It also has a built-in low-cut filter and a +10 decibel pregain, which is perfect for the Canon mirrorless series, because a true +20 decibel pregain doesn't sit well with either the M3, M6, M5 or M50. I've tested all of those cameras with my Rode VideoMic Pro at +20 decibels, and audio peaks too easily, even if you set the internal camera pregains to 1. So +10 is perfect for the M50. It also has an on and off switch, and you can easily run it off of a simple AA battery or a AA rechargeable. It has rudimentary but very usable cable management and a simple plastic cold shoe mount that you can either place all the way back or right here in the middle. It comes with its own foam wind muff for wind protection, but as soon as you vlog outside, you want the best possible wind protection, so here's a really good upgrade. This right here is a Saramonic Dead Cat. It is originally intended for use with one of the Saramonic microphones, but it also happens to fit the SGC 598 perfectly. So the fur wind muff in combination with the foam wind muff is going to give you excellent wind protection in a windy situation. Now to install the dead cat, simply slide it right on top of the foam wind muff. And that's how easily it is installed. Now if there's one thing you could hold against the SGC 598 in combination with the EOS M50, it's that this microphone looks massive, absolutely massive on this tiny camera body. But that's a downside I'm perfectly willing to accept, considering the excellent audio quality I'm getting and the price I'm paying for this. Quick audio comparison. This is the kind of audio quality you're getting from the internal microphones of the EOS M50 using auto leveling. So the camera levels the audio completely on its own. And considering these are internal microphones, the quality actually isn't that bad. It's good for internal microphones, to be honest. The problem is that you can't protect these internal microphones from wind distortion. So when you're outside shooting video or vlogging in a windy situation, this is exactly the point in time when you will be very happy that you're using an external microphone with decent wind protection. So once again, this is what you're getting from the internal microphones of the EOS M50. Now let's switch to the SGC 598. So let's give it up for the Techstar SGC 598 shotgun mic. Your voice will be louder, clearer and fuller. Noise levels will be brought down because of the low-cut filter and the plus 10 decibel pregain. Also, if there were a lot of ambient sounds, you would also notice a distinguishable difference because this mic does a far better job in focusing in on your voice and to some degree only, of course, excluding surround sounds. However, the biggest upside to using the external microphone, as I mentioned before, is wind protection. Before, with the internal microphones, in a windy situation you basically had to leave the windy situation if you cared for the audio. Now, in most cases or scenarios, you can just keep going. If it's stormy outside, of course there's limits to what such a mic and such wind protection can do, but overall you're going to be far better off using the SGC 598 than the internal microphones. Last but not least, let's talk about the SD card. I use SanDisk because quite frankly I never ever had a single problem with any of my SanDisk SD cards. The SanDisk Ultra series with a writing speed of 80 megabytes per second is fast enough for every video mode the M50 offers. But you're also not paying extra money for writing speed you don't even need. It's a Class 10 UHS-1 SD card and 64 gigabytes should be fine if you're shooting mostly Full HD video. However, should you be planning on using 4K a lot, go for 128 gigabytes right away. So there it is, my decent yet budget EOS M50 vlogging setup. If you liked the video, if you found it helpful, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Any kind of comment or feedback is welcome and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. All the tech that I've used in this video is linked in the description. As always, thank you so much for your time, thank you for watching and hopefully see you again soon.